What do you think? That's what I thought. Alright, so as you probably have seen on the previous video by now, the color we chose for this motor didn't pan out the way we expected. It's like a Tiffany blue, when it was supposed to be kind of a metallic silver. So this is going to get remasked, repainted, and that will be a project for another day. Today what I want to focus on is getting the wheels done and tires and tubes mounted and ready to go. We're still waiting on rim strips and tubes from Lowbrow, but while we're waiting on those, I can prep the 16 and 21 inch wheels and have those ready when all that stuff gets here. So we will start doing that. I've got this 16 inch older style dual flange rear wheel. That is, the chrome on the spokes is in good shape. There's not a lot of rust. There is quite a bit of rust on the inside, so we're going to take that down to smooth bare metal and then throw a coat of enamel on it just to make sure that it doesn't puncture or rub through the tire anywhere. So while that cleaned it up pretty good, it's still got a lot of rust and oxidation on the chrome. So now we'll go through with some soapy water and some aluminum foil and get all that off. Alright, so here's the rim we're going to be reusing. The tin foil did a pretty good job. I'll let you see here on the outside of the rim. It's pretty clean, but it's not quite aggressive enough to get a lot of this off. So, because I'm not too worried about damaging the finish on the inside, I'm going to go ahead and hit it with an angle grinder and a wire wheel. That's the side we've hit with the wire wheel, and that's the side we have not. And here's what we're looking at on both sides now. So I'll do a little, I'll show you the before and after here. So you can see the difference. It's not bad. Alright. And here's the side I have cleaned, which is a little dusty now, versus the side that I have not hit with the aluminum foil. So let's do that next. All right, so it's looking much better now. What I did that you didn't see is after I'd hit it with the aluminum foil, I took this small buffing wheel on this drill and it just kind of went around the rim like so. And now I'm just cleaning off all that polishing compound and any other dirt. It's coming off pretty clean. Much better. So there we go. All right, we got our wheel here. This is at least the rim we'll be using. So we're gonna clean this rim up. These spokes are like, I don't know what you call them, zinc plated or something. So they're a little corroded. They might clean up okay, but rather than take the time right now to clean these and this hub, I'm just gonna replace everything and really just reuse the rim. So I've got the hub set up over here on our truing stand. Oops. And I've got a set of 40 new spokes. So we will get this guy disassembled and then we'll get it reassembled. Alright. So we gave this guy the same treatment and that chrome looks pretty good. And this was accomplished again. Aluminum foil, dish soap, and then finished with chrome polish. I was going to do a side-by-side comparison to show you guys what it looked like before. But I got impatient, I just wanted to get it done, so here's our finished rim. And again, we're only using the rim, which is why I'm not worried about how crappy these spokes look, because that will be replaced. There we go, there's our front wheel. We'll get this tire off of there, and then we'll get it de-spoked. Alright, let's get these spokes off. There's our reconditioned 21-inch front wheel rim. We will get this thing spoked and trued. I had originally had a set of spokes picked out and I had them buffed and polished and looking really good. And I didn't look close enough. They are not made for this later narrow glide front hub. So I did happen to have a gently used set in my stash, and these ones are the right ones because they have different offsets. So you've got your outside and your inside, and they layer just like that on these narrow hubs. So fortunately we do have those. The only thing is they are a little oxidized, so we're going to run them through the buffing wheel, so you will get to see that after all. lined up, looking good. Our hub, our rim. Let's get to lacing. Alright, so we got all 40 spokes on here in the proper order, and now we will finagle this into a rim, which is right here. Just an important thing I tell myself to keep in mind as I'm reassembling these is cross 4, most if not all Harley 40 spoke wheels are cross 4 pattern, meaning on the same side of the hub as you have your alternating spokes. The one going this way is going to cross 4 of the spokes going this way. So if you count that, you'll get the spokes in the right spot the first time. Alright, and there's the inside of that side done. 2 more rows. Got it fully assembled now. Everything's pretty snug, but not so snug that we can't make adjustments. It definitely needs some truing. It's got about I don't know, it's got about 3/8 inch of run out altogether just looking at it, so that's what we will do tomorrow. Back on it. Let's get this trued. Which shouldn't take too much work. There, right there. Alright, so next thing I'm going to do is snug up all these nipples. Double check that it's still straight. That looks pretty damn good. So there we go. There's a wheel trued. New spokes. We are still waiting on the new wheel bearings to get here. Should be here tomorrow. We do, however, have wheel bearings for this one. Ooh, and a spacer. There. If anybody has a bearing packer that they're not using that they want to send me, hit me up. New bearings installed. I'm going to go ahead and get these bearings removed. I've already done one side, as you can see here, but I figured I'd turn the camera back on and get these sealed bearings out. Before I had a kid, I've used all sorts of tricks from like the hardware store. I've used anchor bolts that will sometimes, if you can get them tight enough, they'll pull a bearing out and then you can hammer it out from the other side. What I'd recommend is that you spend the $50-$60. This is a kit I got from Amazon. It's OMT, Orion Motor Tech, wheel bearing puller, remover, and installer. So, and I've used it for probably a dozen bearings at this point. It's held up pretty good. There we go. After a whole lot of noise, the bearing is out, and that's done. All right. We got a few things from Lowbrow today for our rebuilt wheels. You remember those? So we got tubes. I mistakenly ordered a center valve tube for this 16-inch, so I had to go down to the local store and get a side valve 16-inch tube. So that's what that is. And we also got rim strips for 21 and 16-inch wheel. So let's and we got our tires. So let's start getting some of this stuff mounted up. First thing I'm going to do with this tube is put some air in it and set it out in the sun and let it kind of stretch and take shape so that it's much easier to work with later on. We'll start with our 21-inch. Get our tire unwrapped here. This is the most I've ever seen a tire wrapped. There we go. So this is a Shinko 270 21-inch. Let's get it installed.
Keep this grill going around here so that it follows the frame.
Okay. Those are 21-inch mounted. Let's go put some air in it. There we go. Those are 21-inch done. Next we will do the 16. Alright, we now got the correct tube and rim strip for our 16-inch rear wheel. So let's get it mounted up.
But first, Derek's non.
Let's go put some air in it. folks, there's our tires mounted up. So again, these are the Shinko, I believe they're the 270s, is the Super Classic. So that's what we got here, with the white wall that of course looks blue from the factory. But yeah, cool look. Look great on these spoke wheels, and can't wait to see what they look like on the bike. Alright, got the shop dog to help us out now. What do you think? That's what I thought. Okay, bearings. We've got bearings for our front wheel. So here's the front wheel that you saw we put the tire on. Good news, still holds air. That means no pinch tubes anywhere. And we've got brand new all balls bearings going in today. Alright, and while I do like to use the screw type tool for removing the bearings, I find it much easier to install them with just a good old race and bearing driver. So we're going to use that. Bearing installed on our front wheel. Easy. Alright, we've got a brake rotor here. We're going to hit this with these bolts with just a little bit of red Loctite. Now we'll find the heaviest point, which I'm guessing is going to be the valve stem. It's just a few inches away from the valve stem. Let's double check it. Yep, perfect. Alright, so we're going to mark off our heavy point. And now we'll add wheel weights until we're offset here at the lightest point. And I don't have a special wheel weight wrench, so what I use is this is a 7/16 inch wrench, but you could use one smaller. You could use whatever fits around the spoke, really. And I'm just placing it at the top of the weight around the spoke, like so. And I'm just tapping on the wrench, not the spoke, not the weight. We've got our 16-inch wheel. As you can see, it's not spinning, so it has settled at the heaviest part of the wheel, which is here. So again, we'll start with the 1 ounce right at the top, just like that. Put it at 90, see what happens. Perfect. There we go. 1 ounce is pretty good. But that's it. These wheels and tires are ready to go on. Thanks for watching.